Hi, goaltenders. Pascal Villani here from Elite Goalies Canada, and obviously being Canadian, I want to be able to help out the Canadians. So I thought I'd put this video together, and what I want to do is make sure that I'm clarifying that I'm not sharing with you Andrei Vasilevskiy's weaknesses. I'm sharing his tendencies and ultimately how the Canadians can capitalize on some of those tendencies. And one of them you can take a look right now is how he receives the post in an RVH. You can see his skate blade is on the post and it creates holes, and you'll see that throughout the whole presentation here. So let's take a look here first. In order to understand Vasilevskiy, first of all, you have to recognize the fact that he's incredible. He's an incredible goaltender. He's young, he's fast, he's intense. He is an absolutely unbelievable goaltender, probably the best in the world, or one of the very, very best in the world as it is. So having respect for a great opponent is very important. So he has an extremely high level of compete in him. He is a workhorse. He has advanced tracking abilities. He gets his eyes on the puck really quickly. He's gets his body in front of the puck very quickly as well. He gets square quickly by prioritizing his pivots. So his pivots are quite efficient in certain cases. And in some cases, he runs into some challenges by spreading out a little bit too much. When he does that, he doesn't have the ability to change his hip angles 2-3 times, especially on east-west plays. He's a massive presence in the net. He's a very tough goaltender to beat with clear shots. And the more you try the basic plays, the more confident he starts to play. So number one exposure area below the goal lines. It removes his depth. So a big goaltender then becomes a tall goalie in a very fat net. So it opens up the upper portions of the net. So the first thing you want to do is take away his depth and shoot over his pads or high at the head, or the tendency to go where the puck travels. So he tends to get underneath the puck versus over top and pushing down on pucks. And you'll see that throughout this the couple of videos here. Number two is traffic. He tends to remain tall in a relaxed stance with his head tilted upward, blinding him on some of the low shots. So if you time it right, you can shoot low and really expose him. East-west plays tends to have his high glove position a lot and leaves a gaping hole on the low short side posts. And then glove side exposures, he tends to hold the glove higher, just like I said, exposing the lower and above pad shots. So we'll look for quick releases. So let's go right into some of the video here. Here's Vasilevskiy getting down in RVH. Watch how he strikes the post with his skate on post. And what you want to do when you're going around the net is look to see if he's striking it. You can throw the puck off the cowling, or you can throw it off his head, or you could find that space in between his arms. Here's another one on this side. And as you can see, he's lightning fast going east-west. Here he is dropping into a position, skate on post, elbow inside the net, which is another thing to take a look into consideration. There's going to be a goal coming up here where he gets beat high off his mask into the net because of that very play. The reason why I pulled this play is simply because it shows you how he receives the post every single time. So his hands are down low. He's trying to block those spaces, and that's where you're going to expose the goaltender up high. There's the high glove side exposure. Here's the RVH again. You can see he's quite low in that position, and he'll start to recover from those really nicely. He's in a really great position. Look, not very out of playish on his part. He moves right into position. Look at the speed he uses to get into position. It's actually quite frightening how quick he is for such a big guy. Getting into these types of plays here where players go around the net, Vasi tends to spread out a little bit, and he locks up that post pretty intensely. And what guys do is they hurry around the net and they tend to stuff them. This side, same thing here. You can go short side high or out in front for a quick shot up to the blocker side. Again, in his RVHs and his post play and his crease battle positions, he likes to keep his gloves down fairly low. And that's what causes a lot of the goals in those scenarios. Here's another one here. Getting down around and then passing out front to score. And there'll be another one just like it here where he goes down into his RVH. You can see you can bank it off his head. There's another guy here who will pass it right out in front and low hands, and the puck goes in the net. Here's one more for you. Another shot on the high RVH side, hits him in the head and goes in the net. So look for those plays. You can see him here on these below the goal line plays. Very, very intense as he starts to go through these scenarios. So good little play there as well. Let's move to the next one. Traffic. In Vasi's play, he plays really tall, and he tends to lift his head up. You're going to see it in a couple of, there goes. So he has a chin cup, and he gets into a voluntary blind spot position. You'll see it here. As the player comes in front, you'll see his head tilt upwards. You'll see it momentarily. And there it goes there, and there it goes there again. And the shot was taken, and he missed it because the puck was, the player was in his eyes. So you'll see him do it again as players start to come across, gets into that low RVH, really wide stance, so you can penetrate down low just above the pads as well. Here it is again, traffic in front. As soon as he loses that pass across between his players and their players, he gets beat on those shots. It's very important for quick release, because if he can see it, he's going to stop it. Here's another one here in traffic, getting that traffic in front, and on the shot, he crosses right in front of Vasilevskiy's eyes, and boom, it goes in the net. So those things are really important. You can see he's having some trouble there, and then skating right in front of his eyes again, and taking advantage of these types of plays where you're in tight on the goaltender. Let's see if there's a few more little positions here. Playing really high, straight legs, moving quickly, starts to look over to one side, makes a nice save. And then the reason why I'm showing you that kind of stance is he's going to do that exact same thing right here. There's that movement, and then boom, top shelf it goes. So it's really important as he uses left center, right center type positions, you can take advantage of those types of plays. And Vasi, because he holds his hand high, he has to come down on the puck a lot. And in this particular situation, you're going to see a few plays where, he has problems with traffic, and that's where they're getting him as upstairs, as he likes to play low and under the puck a lot of the times. Let's move to the next one, east-west plays. You can see him in his RVH again, paddle down, nice little save, but very difficult to get around and get his hip angle changed 3 times. Puck's behind him already, and he finds himself drifting out of the net. So we'll see, similar plays to this as well. He's not square to the puck, tries to overcompensate by pushing into position. Here's another east-west play causing him some challenges. And he does a lot of really rapid skating movements where, in essence, he could probably make himself a little quieter as he starts to move through. I know it's a real hot thing for a lot of goalie coaches to go into now, which is, moving your feet really quickly as you're moving down the line. You don't necessarily have to, especially a big goaltender like that. So you get a chance to make it. And these plays are almost exactly the same. He overplays one side, you get the puck back to the middle, and he's never going to be square to you. So glove side exposures. Take a look at how high he holds his glove. It's just a preference. He catches the puck here beautifully. You'll see it here, but that's the exposure where he keeps his elbow out, where a lot of goalies keep their hands, and he's able to catch the puck and trap the puck. But there are some disadvantages. You see doing the VH here without a dead arm activated. You're going to see him here on the post coming into position, high glove again. So he's able to kind of take advantage of the fact that he's got his elbow out to the side and his glove between his shoulder and his elbow, and those types of things could be very elusive for Vasilevskiy. But other than that, I mean, they're a tremendous hockey club. Tampa is unbelievable. They're a very, very, very solid hockey club, and that doesn't say anything negative to the Montreal Canadiens. And I mean, they're on a run, and there's no reason why they can't become Stanley Cup champions at the end. But I think to start, it's very important to understand the tendencies, not necessarily the weaknesses, but the tendencies of Andrei Vasilevskiy. Hope you enjoy, and all the best to the Montreal Canadiens. And here's to a great series for everyone. Thanks, guys.